Hello, I am the Movie Nut, and welcome back to the channel where I'm talking about Poltergeist. This is the first of my spooky season reviews for 2021. I did like 4 of these last year and I really enjoyed them. So I'm going to be doing it again. I'm sitting down, I think I'm watching 6 Halloween films with my mom, my sister, and my girlfriend. I'm going to talk about them and let you guys know what I thought of them. Now, I did say I was going to make more reviews over the summer. I didn't get to do that because I was really busy making my short film, Dead Already, which has done so well. So anyone who's seen that, who supported that, thank you so much. I'll have another video about that whenever I get to make it, but just want to say thank you really quick before I get into the reviews. I'm going to try and have these all up before Halloween. You know me, I never actually get to do the things that I want to do because I'm really lazy, but it's fine. Poltergeist. So this was the first one we sat down to watch. We wanted to watch it because this movie fucked me up as a kid. I thought it was really scary when I was like 11. I was probably too young to be watching it at 11, to be honest. There's a scene in the film. I should probably talk about what the movie's about first, because I always forget to do that. This family's house is possessed by ghosts, and the ghosts are fucking with them, and their daughter's kidnapped. And that's obviously not a good thing for them, so they have to try and figure out how to get her back. So they talk to like a spirit, or a medium, or whatever, and they have to try and figure out how to get the ghost out of their house. And that's pretty much the plot of the movie. And these paranormal investigators come to the house, and one of them starts hallucinating, and he starts like ripping off his own face. And that freaked me out as a kid. I was like, nope, can't watch this movie, I'm out. And now 11 years later, it's not that scary. Like, the movie's pretty good, don't get me wrong, it's a good movie. I'll talk about things I didn't like first. So the opening 25 minutes are a bit boring. Like, I'm all for slow burn, but it doesn't really feel like there's any tension. Like, an important thing with building horror is you have to establish something is wrong from the beginning, and it doesn't really feel like that. So the first 25 minutes or so, you're kind of just waiting, and the characters aren't particularly interesting. So the first 25 minutes does drag. Thankfully, the pacing kind of picks up from there, and there's not really any more lulls in the movie. Yeah, pretty much those opening 25 minutes are like the weakest part of the movie, and then after that, there's nothing. See, there's no massive flaws with this. So this movie's held up as a horror classic. It's directed by Tobe Hooper and starring Craig T. Nelson, Jo Beth Williams, and Heather O'Rourke as that family. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. And, you know, the movie's really solid. You know, I've recorded this review 6 times, and my main issue with the movie is I didn't really have much to go into because there's not a huge amount wrong with it, but it also doesn't really do anything incredibly well. My favourite thing is the use of practical effects, which are really nice. Tobe Hooper's rock solid direction. Something I do like, for whatever reason, maybe this was me just being kind of confused, but it looked like the house was always slightly curved, like a bubble, like you were kind of looking at it through, I don't know, was it the lenses that were used or whatever, or the set design itself, but the house did look kind of ominous. And so Steven Spielberg was also quite heavily involved in this movie, and it kind of feels like a Spielberg film gone wrong, if that makes sense. I feel at the start you're like this gonna be like this wholesome E.T. adventure, and then Tobe Hooper comes in and direct. It's like if E.T. was directed like a horror film kind of, and it shows the importance of good direction. Like, even though this film appears like a Spielberg film on the surface, you know there's this like little evil like core in it. So I love the pairing of those two directors. A horror director can make something that isn't really scary just feel kind of off, which I really like about this film. Everything else, like, it's just solid. Like, there's nothing, like, the scares are, like, it's not a really scary film or anything, but the scares are very well crafted. Like, the jump scares aren't lazy or anything. The props, use of practical effects is great. I think this film is really nice to look at too. The cinematography is really good. And again, like, the performances are great. The only performance I'm not a massive fan of, and I feel kind of mean saying this, so Zelda Rubinstein plays one of the mediums that comes to visit the house, and her performance just completely distracted me from the film. I thought it was really over the top and hammy, and it didn't really match the tone the rest of the performances had. Also, speaking of practical effects, the fact they used a real skeleton in this movie, that might put you off, that might knock it down a couple points. I'm not really sure. But anyway, yeah. Overall, Poltergeist might be the most like movie I've talked about in the videos, because like I have nothing really to like sink my teeth into here to like dissect, which is why I've struggled so much recording this review. This is the best version of it. This is the version you're getting. So yeah, I'm gonna give Poltergeist a 7 out of 10. For what it's worth, my ma gave it a 10 because she loves this movie and she is not a film critic. My sister gave it, I want to say 7.5. My girlfriend gave it a 4. I think those were the numbers. I will correct them on the screen if they are not correct. But yeah, the movie's pretty good. Like, if you want just a nice horror film to watch, that's kind of an oxymoron. If you just want a simple, straightforward horror film, horror classic, it is worth a watch for sure. But do not expect to have your mind blown because it's not particularly incredible in any way. But it also doesn't do a whole lot wrong, which is kind of nice to see. There's very little I can fault the movie for, but there's not a huge amount I can, like, go crazy praising it for. So, yeah, that's going to be Poltergeist. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am quite rusty with these, so let me get a bit of practice in and I should get back to normal kind of soon. Next week, I'm talking about The Frighteners. This is another film that my mom really likes, and I do have a lot more to say about this film, so yeah, the next video will be a lot better. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace.